Today's topic is emotional
EQ.
intelligence. You know, coming off of no complaining to emotional
I think I
intelligence.
don't have that.
It does allow you to, build empathy, and overall, I think emotional intelligence is what allows you to truly build a meaningful conversation, right, with anybody. And if you have a meaningful connection with that person, you can make good decisions, and you can also manage complicated situations, right, like avoid conflict. So,
But to me, it's kind of just the awareness and mindfulness of the fact that we are all emotional beings. And I think the more in tune you are with your own emotions, the more you should be aware that other people are people too, and they have similar or same emotions. So just kind of like a mindfulness of the fact that we're dealing with emotional beings, and to be able to relate to their emotions because we've experienced our own.
I mean, every conversation has something going on. You see that backpack on someone else every time you're on the phone, right? And you have to be aware, right? You've got to be warm. You got to be warm and competent. You got to show them that you care and I know what I'm talking about at the same time. So let's talk about the ruler approach. The ruler approach is brought to us by this gentleman's name is Mark Brackett. He's a Yale Center of Emotional Intelligence. R is recognizing emotions in yourself and others through facial expressions, body language, tone of voice.
Because you get a lot of emotional people, and then, at that point, you want to make it's all about them. You want to let them vent. You want to listen. You want to show them that you care. And then, that becomes a priority, because bridging that connection, not only builds trust with potential clients, but it allows you to humanize the whole experience for them, and it just makes a better result overall.
Understanding the emotions. So now that I've identified what's going on, understanding what triggered that, knowing what causes them and how they influence my thoughts and decisions.
Just saying something like, not the simple I understand, but the I hear you. I have learned through the years to tell them that I hear you, because you might not understand what they're going through because you're not in the same situation. But repeat it back to them what they said. I hear that you're frustrated about this, that, and this might be complicated for you. Even though I have another appointment in 20 minutes, I would take my time to discuss it with the client, because this could impact her in the future throughout the process that we're going to follow. So really connecting with that emotion could make a difference in this deal.
Labeling what emotion I'm currently going through, expressing the emotions appropriately, communicating feelings in constructive ways that fit different contexts, right? Now that I know that it's not anger, well, I can express this differently. I could just be disappointed, right? My expectations weren't met. I can just be disappointed. It doesn't need to move to anger. And R, regulating the emotions effectively, using these strategies to manage emotions so that they help rather than hinder you.
What I would say is, let's focus on the facts, right? It's great that we all have opinions, and first let's focus on the facts of each side, right? And then work from there, right? I mean, try to get through the state path, Let's work on our facts, and then what's in the best interest, of the client, of the organization, and let that be our compass, for a decision.
AK, I just wanted to add that I think in this kind of situation, the first thing you need to do is try to de-escalate without trying to answer or validate. You got to recognize that tension is high, and unless you try to de-escalate the energy in the room, nothing you say might be effective. So that would be the first attempt, I think.
So good. So this is the approach that I want you guys to take notes on, right? Understand what all this means for you, so that when you're facing this, you can fall back on this approach, right? What's going on? What's going through me? How am I going to deal with it? And do I need, have a rich vocabulary for what's going on? And at the end, regulating it, that I don't need to get to the extremes of these emotions. I can let this pass.
You first need to recognize what you are feeling and the stress and frustration that's costing you seeing others fight and making you pick a side, and recognize what are the emotions that they're coming from, right? Because whenever we focus on our emotions, we lose the goal of the conversation. And our goal, it's not longer to bring a solution, it's to be right. So first we need to recognize the emotions and label the emotions. And once we all realize, okay, we lost our goal, let's refocus on what the conversation should be. And what is the goal of this conversation? It's not for either one of us to be right, it's to do what's right.
I pray that we can leave today's class and be more emotionally intelligent, right? Use some of these, I mean, just exactly what Camilla was saying. Let's use that approach. Identify how I'm feeling, how this is making me feel, and be able to then make our emotions work for us instead of against us, right? Instead of getting emotionally hijacked. That's the point here. That's the point here.